The man helplessly lit his lighter and realized he was completely surrounded by towering walls, with the exit tens of meters above him. Despite shouting for help with all his might, there was no response from anywhere. He tried to climb up with his bare hands, but each attempt ended in failure. Just as he was about to give up, he suddenly heard a weak voice from above.
Are you real?
Though confused, the man still desperately called out for help. Soon, a rope was thrown down to him, and he quickly grabbed it and began climbing. But then, he suddenly heard his son's voice calling from below, nearly causing him to fall in shock. When he looked down again, his son had vanished. It was clearly a hallucination. The place was far too strange, and the man didn't dare lose focus anymore. He could only keep climbing upward with all his strength. After an unknown amount of time, he finally reached the top, only to be terrified by the sight before him. A skinny old man was tied to the wall. The man had rescued him just to ask him to end his life and free him from his suffering. But the man refused, and instead planned to take him back to the town for help, unaware that the town had become even more dangerous. Suddenly, a tour bus arrived, and panic broke out instantly. Usually, only a few people would show up at a time, but this time, a whole busload had arrived. Since the town was overrun with monsters at night, they had to explain everything to the newcomers as quickly as possible. Before night fell, everyone hid in a nearby house. Soon, the town leader arrived with others. But no matter how he explained, the bus driver insisted on leaving and even thought the leader was mentally unstable.
Can't go back on that bus.
Get out of my way!
While the two were arguing, a nearby building suddenly collapsed, trapping several residents underneath. But with night approaching fast, the monsters would appear any moment, making rescue impossible. All they could do was hope some would survive the night. Meanwhile, the driver still wanted to lead the group out, unaware they were already trapped. Seeing this, the leader rushed to stop them. If they were still outside after dark, it would mean certain death. To prevent further loss of life, the leader shot out the bus tires and ordered everyone back inside. Still, a few tourists turned and ran, completely unaware of how foolish their decision was. Night fell quickly. The runaway tourists were still hiding and wandering around. Fatima, seeing this, had no choice but to shout out a warning. Do not speak to strangers. They had to stay quiet until dawn. As more and more monsters appeared, Fatima and her boyfriend hid inside a house, praying those outside would survive the night. But the tourists ignored every warning and even walked up to shake hands with the monsters. Their screams soon echoed across the entire town. It was only then that everyone began to grasp just how terrifying this town really was. And little did they know, this was just the beginning.